Hello, skipper. Hello, navigator. Half a minute to go. Okay.
Hi everyone, welcome to Baboon Yodel, your weekly vehicle for bullshit. This is Edamon. How's everyone doing? Please welcome your other host, Hedda Dawson. How's it going, Hedda?
Oh, it's good to be back here on a weekly schedule. So I'm full of bullshit. So I'm looking forward to tonight.
Your shit smells right. All right. Please also welcome your other host, Corin Healy. His name, the nickname he's going with this week is Long Nipples. Welcome, Long Nipples.
G'day, it's a bit nipply outside, so I got long nipples.
Are they like the man ones, like a very small, just popping a little bit, a bit rugged, or they are like the lady ones? It's like a dickhead sticking out of your
They're kind of in
chest.
Kind of in between. If I went for a run right now, I'd probably get a bit of chafing on my nipples. If I
Is that you might just do that running just to get that chafing feeling? Do you know what I mean?
Just be like, oh, it hurts. I'll go some more. It hurts some more. Oh.
Yeah, you got to do that because that chafing would lead to some endorphins in your head that would lead to a boner. And do you know what I mean?
Do you know how hard it is to run with a boner? It's impossible. Have you guys even tried it?
No, I've never tried it.
Actually,
because
has anybody run with a boner?
I guess somebody who's caught cheating. I guess.
I might try that as soon as I get up in the morning. Oh, time for a run. Let's try it out.
It sounds like a podcast title right there. Running with a boner.
Running with a boner. That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, I wonder what's. I think the boner wouldn't last that long because you're running. It's the blood will start flowing to your legs rather than your bone. Then you will lose it in the first 10-15 seconds, right?
You think so? Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Fair. I think it requires some experimentation.
Oh, but imagine that, you got yourself a boner, you're in the middle of bow chicka wow wow, you go, hey, I just got to try this out. It's a theory I got from the podcast.
Yeah. I'm going to run around the house and come back. Just keep yourself busy. I'll be back.
Maybe our listeners could try it out and write in and tell us.
Yeah. Maybe just try it out if you can a boner run. Do a boner run and see how long does it last.
No photos,
the one with the longest one wins a Baboon Yodel mug. Just send us a video. Send us a video of the timing. Let's check it out.
It could be a new marathon. Forget New York Marathon. Forget the Boston Marathon. Run as far as you can with a boner. 10 meters later, I'm out.
Done.
Yeah.
Done.
Boner marathon. Well, somebody will. I'm sure because with this Guinness Book of World Record bullshit, there will be somebody from Pakistan who will just train themselves in tantric bullshit, and then they will edge themselves so much and train, and they'll have a boner for like 10 hours while they're running. I'm sure of that. If we had a competition, somebody will do it.
Then somebody will be like doing the blood testing. Oh no! They've had the performance-enhancing drugs. There's some Viagra.
Yeah.
They'll be like,
"What's
I'm
up
out
with this?"
Done.
Yeah.
How do we get on this topic anyway?
Part of the bullshit we do. We don't even know we got here.
Bullshit we do. So anyway, welcome listeners. It's good to be back onto a routine, a weekly thing, which is fun. Well, today we're recording on the 12th month and the 7th day of the 20th year of the 2020th year. It just didn't work out the way I was saying it. I should have started with the 7th of December 2020. That's all I had to say, and I fucked it up.
Hey,
anyway,
got a question for you. Do you think in history it's going to be like this is what happened in 2019? Then it'll like skip and go. This is what happened in 2021, and they'll totally ignore 2020 and just be like, nah, done.
Yeah, I think so. You're completely right. They'll completely ignore 2020, and then the next pandemic hits on 2043, and then they will say, "Remember that in 2020." Like, for instance, before before this pandemic, nobody talked about the Spanish flu. Everybody just ignored the fucking Spanish flu.
That's
So
so true.
I think they're gonna wait for the next pandemic to remember this pandemic.
And all those pandemic deniers will be like, this wasn't as bad as the last pandemic. That one was way worse than this one. Oh.
Yeah, this one's way worse. I gotta run with the boner.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Boner running pandemic.
boner running pandemic. It's like a new virus that has originated from a small town called Bluff, where where
Bluff.
where you get the disease from eating oysters. And what
Like
happens is that you get boners, and the only way you can get rid of boner is running. There's no vaccine for it.
people are losing eyes all over the place. He's like, my eye.
And I mean, when it's the at-risk patients for this oysterdemic would be the would be the 80-year-old people, because the 80-year-old people can't really sustain a boner, so they got to come real quick. So the 80-year-old will just come to death. They just come. They will just their testicles will come out of the tiny holes of their penises and they'll die. All right. Yeah. I just
Showed in the call.
Oh man,
Oh hell.
we're a premium bullshit level.
premium bullshit. What did I call this pandemic? Was oysterdemic.
Oysterdemic.
Oysterdemic. All right.
What
We'll see.
yeah,
We'll see.
what happened
Yeah.
today in history?
Oh yeah,
how
we were
far
talking
we
about
get
today in
it?
history. Listen, December 7th,
Mhm.
1941, a date which will live in infamy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Do you remember that?
yeah.
Yeah, so this is how President Franklin D. Roosevelt described Japan's sudden, undeclared attack on U.S. naval station at Pearl Harbor in
Oh.
Hawaii.
That was today. Today. Wow.
Yeah, that was today in 1941.
Shoot.
Like
Wow.
Japan, I mean, Japan did a great, like it was a great attack. It's like Japan sought to prevent the U.S. Pacific Fleet
Mhm.
from interfering with its military adventure in Asia, right? So what Japan did was that, fuck you guys, we're just gonna invade you. It's like, it's like you you kill the mosquito before it bites you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I kill
Mm,
lots of
mm, mm.
mosquitoes.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, because if Japan didn't do that, would America have gone into Second World War?
No. I have a feeling they, he, she, America, the country, a country is always a she.
She.
So they wouldn't have gotten that time, but they might have got in later. They would have to jump in somehow, because
Mm.
if it was not Japan, Hitler would have fucked with them somehow.
Yeah. Because it does seem like a very random two-pronged approach of attack, right? You got Germany doing one thing, and then 3/4 of the way around the world, Japan's just like, hey, I'll get involved as well. Yeah, that sounds like a bit of me. Do a war.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, because Japan was on board with the Germany Axis, so they were working together, and Japan was just taking over all the Pacific islands. So they just didn't want America to butt in, but
Yeah.
so they just went and attacked Pearl Harbor and then fucked them up. And on the same day, Japan invaded Malaya, which is like Malaysia
Mhm.
area,
Mhm.
Singapore,
Mhm.
Hong Kong, and Philippines, and Guam, and Wake Island
On the same day.
on the same day.
Wow, they must have mobilized a lot of people to do that. That's crazy.
One of the interesting things in history is how they moved so fast through down to Singapore. Bicycles. Yeah, that's right.
That's right. Yeah,
Jesus.
They were powerful electric bikes. You didn't have to charge them. You just put a coin in there, and then they had this specific engine in there which ran on the blood of the Chinese and the Koreans, because it was Japan. Japan invaded China and Korea, so blood of the Chinese and Korean, and it was especially metallic blood, so it worked really well for the bikes to invade all these countries real quick. Am I on the right track?
When you look at
You're on
Japan,
track.
when you look at Japan and New Zealand, we're actually, when you think about the globe, where Japan is on the globe and New Zealand is on the globe, we are, the longitude, latitude, we are like a mirror image of them. Like we're very similar above the equator or below the equator to that they are above the equator.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're like mirror image. Like we are almost very much identical as to where we are. And our island, Japan Island and our island, I guess, or islands, are similar in size too.
Mirror image.
Yeah.
Is that in conspiracy? Does
No.
that mean aliens exist?
But they've really packed their people in on.
Oh
in
yeah,
Japan.
they fucked each other quite a lot. I
mean,
mean,
the difference would be that they've got more people than us. Yes, that's fair.
Yeah.
They
fucked a lot, and we just got fucked up. So
yeah,
they did
we got they fucked a lot. I mean, you never know if the British would never have come. The Tongue of the Fenway would have fucked each other quite a lot, and it would be full of that. 100%.
100%.
Are you saying without the British there'd be more people here?
Yeah.
Without the British, there will be, because it's a happy time. You fuck each other, you have babies. It's great.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, because the British they brought rats and disease and shit like that. Killed us.
Yeah, and Pepsi.
Pepsi. Oh my god.
Pepsi. KFC.
Decimated the population.
KFC and Pepsi just
Took us out.
What I find interesting about the whole Japan invading, bombing Hawaii is that, I mean, obviously it was American occupied territory, but it's not really an American island, is it? It's really a Pacific island that Americans were like, hey, we like that place, we're going to take it over, screw those guys. And then they get pissed off because someone else goes, I want that island.
Here's an interesting fact. I've got an interesting fact about the Pearl Harbor.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. One of the things is that the reason why they built that base there is that it's quite shallow, and they thought that it would not be prone to torpedo attacks. Well, what happened, of course, they just flew in low and dropped their torpedoes on top of them. There you go.
The Americans were like, we're so intelligent. We'll make it shallow so that the submarines and the things don't come in and we don't get hit by the torpedoes for the bottom. And the Japanese said, we can fly the shit and we'll fuck you up then.
Just imagine the guys in the analysis afterwards going, damn it. God.
Yeah.
Flying torpedoes? What the hell?
Flying torpedoes. Well, so the air assault killed about 2,403 Americans in a day. It's the same as the COVID, and destroyed a number of battleships and other vessels, as well as important facilities on Pearl Harbor. It shocked the American public.
Shocked them.
And to the core, and directly led them to declare war on Japan the following day. And then, within the same week, on the 11th of December, Adolf Hitler responded by declaring war on the U.S. And so they were all at war at that time. And then they said, all right, we're going to fuck you up.
Wow.
It was pretty, but this was in World War II, America came in pretty quick, like in 41. In World War I, America just delayed quite a lot. America was quite late. It was quite late in the first one. The second one, they say, let's get in now.
Because World War II and the outcome of World War II is what really put America on the map as a superpower, right? They mobilized all their factories and all that kind of thing, and they put everything into like this war machine. And they came out of that pretty good. Just saying, America did pretty well out of that whole deal.
They did. They did really. Yeah, you're right. I think they built up a good infrastructure for internal development, and then later on they had a good economic boom for about 20 years, and it worked really well for them. It didn't work well for the world because now we have to watch all these World War II movies all the fucking time.
Which is,
So yeah.
oh, yeah, another fun fact is Americans invented nylon.
In World War II?
Yeah, because the silk parachutes became too expensive to make. They came up with a new fabric in collaboration with people in London, and they called it NYLON, New York, London, nylon.
Really?
True.
Really?
100%. I'm not making this shit up. I mean, we're bullshitting, but I'm telling you the truth right now.
Really?
That's pretty good, man. That's pretty good.
That's some real fact on a bullshit show.
There you go, listeners.
That's
Say it
probably
again. Say it again, man. Because I'm not New York. What? New York to London? What is it? Is it nylon?
so. Basically, New York, London, nylon. You heard it here. This is
heard
the
it.
only fact you can hear in this show.
Wow.
Yeah, this is baboon yodel for you, motherfuckers, in your face, bitches. So, yeah, it was great, and then Japan in the end stopped in 45 when. Can anybody guess what happened?
Kaboom!
Kaboom!
Big bowl of nylon.
A big bowl of nylon just got thrown on it. A lady named Enola Gay.
Oh, I see what you
farted.
did. I see what you did there.
Yeah, a lady named Enola Gay farted a big nuclear fart on Japan, and then they said, oh, "All right, we'll stop."
But then, what was interesting after that is that America obviously knew that they did a bad thing by dropping those bombs, because that was kind of over the top. It's like somebody at a party does a dick move, and they're like, "Oh, I know it was a bit of a dick move. Yeah, shouldn't have."
Yeah,
but I'll do it again.
We'll do it twice. Yeah. They'll do it twice. But then they went over and invested a whole bunch in Japan and their infrastructure and helped them invent things like Kaizen, which is a process improvement in terms of manufacturing. And that helped Toyota get off the ground and become amazing.
I mean, is that an American thing? I think it's the Japanese idea. It's their idea.
They came out of Japan, but Americans actually went over there to help them define it and actually put it together. And with the founder of Toyota, they actually put it together.
Yeah, they should have brought it back and did it in America as well, because the Americans stuck with the assembly line system for a fucking long time. They didn't take the lessons from the Japanese, which they helped to build. I don't know.
Which is weird, right? They helped to build it. And then, like 20 years later, consultants were like, "Hey, we should do that thing called Kaizen." Yeah.
I'm still tripping over nylon.
Well, it's quite slippery, so you will trip over it. So you know what I mean.
It doesn't breathe either. When you try running a nylon with an erection, it just sweats.
No way. It will give you burns, nylon burns,
especially on the nipples.
Nipple, long last nipples, long nipples.
Nylon.
I've learned a lot today.
Oh yeah. So I think do we need to go more into today in history, or do we move forward? What do you guys say?
Let's go forward.
All right, that's good. You know, we got to do a lot of things.
But good today in history. I didn't realize that.
I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, nylon, motherfuckers. Jesus Christ,
we've got it all the time, man.
We've got the trivia, man. I think from next time, whatever today in history I choose, I'm gonna send it to Corin, and he's gonna find a trivia about it. There you go. You got a new
blow our minds.
You got a new job for yourself.
You'll be doing history about, like, I don't know, maybe we'll do it on Christmas Day. Be like, today was the birth of Jesus, and I'll be like, it was also a blood moon.
It was a blood moon.
He had a twin brother as well.
Yeah, twin brother. Nobody knows about him. He was molested by Joseph. And then he killed himself. Anyway, it's a bit too dark for Christmas. So
that was a very, very interesting take on Christmas right there.
All right. That is
his brother
insane.
His brother did not get the manger. He got the place next door.
Yeah, he got manged in the asshole. So it's a
Put a R18 rating on this show tonight.
oh yeah, it is always an R18. This is not a family show.
You
So
guys told me to roll back my pussy punches. Look at you two.
yeah, you gotta. Oh, come on.
Come
Listen,
on.
we can't be misogynistic. We can talk about the imaginary brother of Jesus who got molested by his dad and then he killed himself. That's an imaginary story. Punching people in the pussy. It's just misogynistic.
I don't know. I think maybe it would be more realistic if it was his uncle or something. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, uncle.
His uncle Bully.
Uncle Eddie.
Uncle Eddie.
uncle, Uncle Eddie. Uncle Eddie.
He's a fun guy.
If you see their family photo, there's like Joseph and Isaiah and Josiah, and then that's Uncle Eddie. This creepy Uncle Eddie who always used to come with an ice cream towards all the children. Jesus knew because he was the son of God, so he stayed away from him, but he didn't warn his brother.
Didn't want his brother.
Yeah, Billy Christ got fucked in the ass by Uncle Eddie. Oh shit!
Wow. Where did we just go? Where did we just go?
This is a whole story. I mean, you guys brought up Jesus, so what am I gonna do? So,
Oh my god, this is a Christmas episode.
the Christmas episode. It's pre-Christmas. On Christmas, we'll talk about something else. Anyway, on a serious note, we're talking about young boys. Did you this is the whole thing. This is a small town news, in New Zealand. A 9-year-old boy was caught driving drunk, not himself drunk, but he was driving, and the dad was drunk to a bottle store. So the dad was drunk, and the dad said to the kid, yeah, can we go to the bottle store? And the 9-year-old said, fuck yeah, I like to drive. So did you guys read about that?
Yeah.
I did. I mean, I gotta say, I mean, it really depends on the car. If it was like a Tesla, which can basically drive itself, it's not that impressive. If it was like a 1982 Hilux, which is a manual, and that kid's got to like reach down and put a foot on the clutch and change gear, that's more impressive. I'd be like, wow, kudos to that kid. That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean the kid was doing a good job, and there was no accident, and they got stopped by the police.
Why'd they stop though? I wonder.
Well, I think they might have been passing by, and then they said, "Why the driver has such a small head?" So
That child behind the wheel.
what is this? What is this tiny man driving the car with tiny hands?
Is that Jesus' brother?
Oh, the Jesus molested brother. So the 9-year-old boy was stopped by the police, right?
Mhm.
And they were going to the bottle store. Now the sergeant, and he has a fantastic name, Anthony Bond.
Oh,
Right. My name's Bond, Anthony Bond. I'm James Bond's long lost cousin, who got thrown away in the river by James Bond's aunt.
She molested me.
wow!
We gotta step out of the molesting thing now.
Yeah, okay.
Because-
Sorry.
It's a great name. It's a great name, but it's also set up right. You're trying to pick someone up. Yeah, my name's Bond. What, James? No, Anthony. Oh,
Anthony. I'm Anthony, and I was molested by Jesus's father. Anyway, we should. Since he,
it's you boys. Anyway, I want to talk about this 9-year-old. That's nothing.
all right.
9-year-olds driving? Shit, I was driving when I was 5 years old. Beat that sort of shit. Mum said, "Hey, I need some cigarettes." Don't worry about it, Mum. I got it.
I'll sort you out.
So you drove the big Mazda or whatever it was to buy the cigarettes.
You're not tongue of defender if you aren't driving by 5.
You got to take control of your destiny.
No power steering, manual windows. Jeez.
Yeah, that's right, man.
That's pretty cool. I mean, well, when the Sergeant Anthony Bond stopped the 9-year-old boy and said, "What are you doing? Why are you going to the bottle shop?" And the boy said, "Oh, I thought we were going to the jelly bottle shop. I thought we were going to the jelly bottle." So, and the dad was like, "I don't know. I have no idea.
What am I doing in this car? Who are you?
What am I doing in this car? I don't know this kid.
I got to be honest with you.
Officer, I'm kidnapped." Yeah.
I have grown up in the country, and when drink driving started becoming a thing that was illegal and frowned upon, which was kind of like the middle to the end of the 80s, parents in the country, if they were drinking and driving, and the police pulled them over, they would get their kids to go in the driver's seat.
Really?
That is a real ploy. That's a real ploy right there. That would happen.
That's a real thing. So that then they would not get a DIU, DUI, DIY, whatever it is.
Do it yourself.
But I think they'll get something else, because then their license stays intact.
Yeah.
And the kid is driving, and the kid can't go to jail because he's a kid.
And hopefully he's not been drinking. So yeah.
Yeah. What if it turns out the kid's been sneaking in some whiskey on the side?
Yeah, that's a thing. So, but yeah, that was what happened in the late 80s, I guess, when drink driving became illegal, because it didn't used to be, right? They could, cops would pull people over and be like, "Oh, you're a bit drunk. You just go straight home." That would be it.
If your 9-year-old is competent enough to drive, fuck it.
That's dialer driver right there. Dialer driver.
Yeah, it's one of those things that the right wing people will say, "What?
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
he can. Well, he can do it. Well, he can do it. Why are we taking away his freedoms?"
Exactly.
His freedoms do what he wants. Yeah, he's free to do what he wants.
You bring him up. Hey, Matt, come and pick me up. But Dad, I'm studying. I got an exam tomorrow. I've just got on my pajamas. Come on,
Dad, I'm only 9 years old. Grow some balls.
I tell you right now, if he had Knight Rider, there'd be no issues at all, right? He'd be in the back seat, cars driving itself, going, "Hey, Michael, where should we go?" He'd be like, "Oh."
Yeah. And this motherfucking dad, right? He's not some old 50-year-old dad. He's a 32-year-old asshole. He's a millennial motherfucker.
You know what he needed, though? He probably shouldn't have done the thing. The whole car thing was probably bad. What he needs to do is get an electric skateboard or a scooter. Scooter, and he can just take that. He'll be fine.
Yeah, use the Lime scooter. I mean, it's been provided by, but it's in Mosgiel. I think in Mosgiel they still have just donkeys. So
why take his dad in the car? Just say, "Hey, boy, go down and get me some beers."
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, wouldn't he be ID'd?
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right.
What about?
What's happening in Mani River where kids are going and buying alcohol without ID? What's happening in this area?
Hey, Uncle.
I remember when I was about must have been 16. I went to this local bottle shop in Papmoa, which is quite close to Te Puke, where I grew up. And I went in there and I had my uniform on, but I put a jacket over my uniform top, but I still had my socks and shoes on. And I went in, and this old guy was there at this bottle store. He's infamous, and he was always drunk. And it must have been like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And I bought a bottle of Captain Morgan's rum. And he looks at me and goes, "I don't need to ID you, do I?" And I was like, nah, you're right. And he goes, because, some young guys come in here and they try and buy it. They're underage and stuff. It's terrible. And I was like, oh, those guys are bad, eh? Terrible. And I walked out with my bottle of Captain Morgan's. And
hey, you stopped me down too. Pull them up.
In that whole time of the conversation, he could have just asked you for ID anyway. He was just having this whole conversation.
And he didn't even ask me. It was so awesome. I went back there.
Oh, shit. Well, this whole thing happened. It was a crate day. I have no idea what's crate day is. I mean, can you just Kiwiize it for me? I don't have no idea what it means.
So when you buy like a 24 pack of beer, they come in the small bottles, like the 330 mils. A crate day it's a bigger bottle of booze. Is it? I don't know. Is it 750 header or is it bigger than that?
I thought it. Yeah. It's
It's like a Spate 750 or something.
Something like that. Yeah. So and it's a 12. It's 12 of those, and it comes in a wooden crate, and that's pretty much it. They get a crate and they drink their crate of beer.
Ah, okay.
That's it. And it's
That's
not
the
like
whole.
beer.
That's the whole thing.
It's
It's a shit. It's a day to drink a crate of shitty beer.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah. Not
It's,
recommended.
I don't understand, but I'll go with it. I accept the culture. I live here. I am a citizen. I am a servant of the Queen.
Maybe
let's accept Crate Day.
maybe next Crate Day we should do a Baby and Yodel podcast and do like throughout the Crate Day, and we try it. We see what things, we just see where it goes.
I've done Crate Day.
I've not done
What?
Crate Day.
Have you done Crate Day?
No,
I've never,
no, I've not. Actually, I've avoided it because bloating. I don't want the bloating.
Oh yeah, it kind of affects your outlook.
Yeah, and the drunkenness and the acting silly and falling over and after drinking 12 big bottles of beer. But I just don't want to bloat.
I just don't want to bloat. Yeah, the bloating. It's the bloating. You know, when I get my
it's the bloating.
abs.
It's the bloating.
Why don't we have something else than Crate Day? Like, I don't know, Noodle Day. We just eat noodles. Some shit like that.
Noodles all day. Yeah, that's good.
Sausage
We can
day.
have...
Fucking
yeah,
day.
we can...
Fucking day.
Fucking fuck all day. So it's like, it's not... I mean, and it's up to you to take whatever meaning you want to do. You can do fuck all day, or you can fuck all of them in a day. So you can do whatever you want. Yeah.
What a great day. That's a new day. We should try and promote that.
Fuck all day?
Fucking day. So you can just do whatever fucking you want. You can do fuck all or just fuck away. But it's got to be all day.
Oh, that's like a tagline. What is it? Fuck all day. I forgot about it already.
It's called fucking day. You can do fuck all or fuck all day.
I mean, I like it, but I think for myself, after the first 3 minutes, when I'm done, you're like,
well, you fucked and then you do fuck all after that. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's one of those. It's one of those things that you plan. That listen, I'm gonna fuck for hours. Bow chicken, wow, and then you're done because of the excitement, and then you're like, okay, let's get a pie. So
5 minutes, 30 seconds later.
You want to go again? You want to do it again? And then they go, no, I don't. Thank God, neither do I.
It's thank God, neither do I.
Tired.
Yeah, it's such a great feeling that that sleepy feeling that comes up after. You don't want to do anything else. It's after a certain age, because when you're like 22, you're like, oh, it's already out. Let's do it again. But now at this age that we are in, you'll say, come on, let's get out quick. And then when it's out, you're like, that's good. Now I can sleep.
You know what, man? I got to dig all you guys. I mean, I think we will do comedy, right? Everyone knows we do comedy and stuff. But building on your analogy, Ed, I feel like when you start out doing comedy, it's like a new relationship. Like, when you're in a new relationship, you don't know when next time you're going to have sex is. So you would go like, yeah, I'm going to do it 3 times tonight. Yeah, hell yeah, I'm going to do it all the time.
Yeah, I'll go to Hamilton to do it.
I'll do Europe and Hamilton. I'm going to go to Hamilton and go down there. I'm going to do it 10 times tonight if I can. Then after about a year, it's like, maybe a couple times a week's all good. Then maybe after like 3 years, you're like, maybe 1 month is all right. And then about 5 years, you're like, well, you're not going to pay me? What do you mean?
That's pretty good.
You're doing one gig, but hey, it has to be a big gig.
I want a bunch of people. Need a bunch of people watching.
Yeah, it's completely true. It's just like that. After a couple of years, you're only doing it just to do it.
To keep it warm.
Yeah, to keep it warm. Just to keep just to keep the machine running. Yeah.
Keep the machine running. Keep the pipes clean.
Yeah.
Blow the cobweb.
Yeah, that's good. That's completely true. Oh, I'm not gonna do it tonight. I don't feel it.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna pull
that's
out.
good. Yeah, I'm gonna pull
Oh,
out.
yeah, just reminded me I need to pull out of the gig.
Blah,
Yeah, you gotta do that pretty
blah,
quick. Yeah,
blah.
Yeah,
you gotta
that's a
send.
good. That's a really good premise.
Yeah, well,
That what Corin said about sex and comedy.
yeah, that's a whole bit. I think it's a very comedian joke, but it's
Well,
gonna be
it's on
it's
the
gonna be so good.
it's
It's
on the
gonna be.
it's on the podcast now, so it fucked it up. Put it on the podcast.
No, it's cool because
What the hell are you talking about? I do podcast, with the big ass stuff was from the podcast. I talked about it on the podcast and made it a bit. And then some of the dictator stuff that I'm writing for, I
Yeah,
said in the podcast. And yeah, so it's a vehicle to get our bits from as well. So it's a good bit. Do
yeah, it
it.
is a good bit.
it's all
Because
right.
if you don't do it, I'll do it. You know why? I'm going to tell you why. Okay, I'm going
Blah.
to defend. I'm going to defend why. No,
Oh, all right. So this is the tongue of the Fenua is becoming a bully now. What the hell is happening here?
He's like, I'm
I'm
gonna take your
gonna
bits.
I'm gonna try and read that treaty again. I'm
yeah,
gonna
you
try
read
and
it.
find out
I'm gonna take your
what's
bits and cut off your nipples.
that's it's it's a great bit, man.
It is
Do
good.
it.
Because
Yeah,
when I'm here, bro, because when I'm emceeing, and they said Scott said, talk about how you got into it and talk about other comics. So I do this bit where I talk about all the raw comics out there, the shit in their pants. I tell them, one day you could be like me in 3 years' time, Maori, which is really hard for them. But also, don't be a dick. But
Yeah.
that whole thing you did was fit right in there to talk about. You start here and you end up here. An old man who only wants to do it once a year.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
at a festival.
Yeah.
yeah.
He's not going to get it out unless it's worth it.
And
That's true.
he's not going to run with that direction. He's not running with that direction at all.
No, he's not. He's now grown up and he just wants to, like, when you're young, you gotta sustain your boner as long as you want. Now he just wants to get rid of it as soon as possible.
He's got a plan for it.
So
Plan for it.
plan for it. Yeah, yeah. Do it. Write it down and
Okay, I'll write it down. I'll write it down.
make a note and do it. Do it. So yeah, so that was the some local news. Now some international. We should fly. We should fly away to it, to the Middle East, right?
Yeah.
This is so there's been recently some elections in the country of Kuwait. Um, so 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 what happened is that recently there were elections, and you might be thinking, it's Kuwait.
Yeah.
It's Kuwait. It's a Gulf country.
Is it wealthy?
What the fuck is this about elections? But they have elections as well. It's a wealthy country. It's a oil thing. I mean, this whole thing in 1991 when Saddam invaded Kuwait for oil stuff, and then America helped Kuwait by kicking Saddam's ass and kicking him out. That was the first Gulf War. That started with the invasion of Kuwait by Iraq. Yeah, bro, I'm full of this shit, and it's not bullshit. It's true.
I mean, for me, I remember it was around the same time that in New Zealand that Sky TV kind of started up, and then we were kind of exposed to CNN as part of that Sky feed, and
Okay.
the American propaganda started really coming down, and we were like, "Wow, the CNN's great!" Nothing like TV One News. It was like it was sensational. It was like they were showing missiles firing off and shit like that. It was like crazy. It was like wow.
Oh.
They were showing footage of like bombs zeroing on their targets and stuff like that. I mean, it was pretty rudimentary. I was like, wow, it was mind blowing at the time.
Yeah, it was the first time. It was George H.W. Bush was the president at that time, and it's funny when you said that. I thought that you were bringing in some, a fact like nylon in here, like Yeah, I thought that you were bringing in. Yeah, oh yeah. At the same time, we had Sky News and international coverage starting here, and that is the great thing for New Zealand at that time. But it's good that you clarified later. I was like, oh,
Where's he going with this?
where is this going? It's a good trivia, but how is it related to the war? But
Well,
you brought it in. You brought it in.
I'll make something up. So Kuwait was actually a combination of two names, and the last part of it was wait. So it was a dad saying to his son, "Ku, wait, wait."
It's a no from me.
My friend.
Cool.
Wait, cool.
But let's get back to the elections.
Oh yeah, good. This is you're
Good idea.
yeah.
It's a rich country. It's a democratic country because they're having elections.
Well.
Is it?
Don't
Is it?
don't get so
Oh,
far with the democracy and shit. Let's stay with it. So now, what the assembly elections happened,
Mhm.
and so the opposition has made some gains, and the current government resignation has been accepted. So now Kuwait's opposition has now taken nearly half of the parliament seats in the weekend polls. Um, and there was a whole thing in the whole country about reforms over corruption and high debt. But in the original legislator, or the parliament, you can say, there was only one female legislator,
Mm.
and in this election, she has lost as well. So it's like a
Oh,
sausage fest.
no.
This this parliament would smell like balls. I'm telling you that.
swing.
Yeah,
But
swinging tiny dick.
I
Yeah.
was reading that some of the youngest people people leaked it in, so there's going to be at least just going to be young balls, right? Not
Yeah,
not
it's
old
gonna
balls,
be
I guess. I don't
no,
know. Uh,
no.
Balls. That's all we know. They're all balls.
Both.
but
So that's
I mean, I got a question: is the government that's in play and has been in power versus what's coming up in terms of the election? How do they fit on the left versus right scale, and does that exist in Kuwait?
well. The thing is that because political parties are banned. Do you know what I mean?
Really?
So yeah.
Man,
So all these, they're individual people working in their areas to
really?
run the elections,
Yeah.
and just through ideology and some things, they kind of fall towards the opposition or towards the current government. But political parties are banned here, so you can't really pinpoint what is the left and what is the right. And the supreme power stays with the monarchy. So
What's it worthwhile doing?
if they do some shit, then they just kick him. I think it's a very good way to do it,
Hmm.
because all the power and shit is with the monarchy family,
Hmm.
but and this parliament does all the tiny shit to just work. All the bureaucracy and all that. They say, oh, you get this done, you put the budget through, you do this, you do that. All the legwork is
Yeah.
done by that.
Wow. Okay. So I like the idea of no left and no right. I think that's interesting to me because I don't know about you guys. I'm sick of left versus right and how
Yeah.
far left versus how far right and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. It's like, God.
And in a Muslim country, it's quite hard to do a left right thing, because it's more complicated due to religion. So
Mm, mm, mm,
conservatism is
mm.
not just conservatism. Conservatism might be a liberal in terms of economics, but very conservative in terms of religion.
Interesting.
So yeah, you want a welfare state, but you want your woman to be in a plastic bag. So these can be like a two. So it's very hard to pinpoint what is a total left and what is a total right.
It's disappointing that there's just all ball bags in there. Sounds rigged.
It's totally disappointing. You see, the 24 of the National Assembly's 50 seats
Mm.
were won by candidates belonging to or leaning towards the opposition, so up from 16 in the last parliament.
Ooh, shit.
Um, yeah, and but while 29, it's a very small parliament.
Mm.
So while 29 women ran for office.
None.
Nobody won. And so that is a blow to the status of women who have fought hard
Yeah.
over the years to have some more representation in this in the country, after winning the right to vote just 15 years ago.
Which is very
you
recent.
know
Yeah, it's very recent.
oh
Yeah.
right, women got the right to vote in 2005
In Kuwait. Yeah.
in Kuwait. That's 15 years ago, isn't that?
Yeah. The math is good.
Yeah, they should have delayed it a little bit. But anyway, I'm joking, but
Oh my god! Last week it was punch in the pussy. Now it's delayed.
Delay right.
But no, I'm just joking, because it's a weirdly stupid thing to have the vote so late in the country's history. It's what do you guys think about I mean, 29 of them, I think they all planned together to not have the woman win.
It does seem a bit shitty, and it does seem like something weird's gone on there, and I hope it does come right, I guess. Well, it's not come right as left and right, but come correct, I guess.
Yeah. And I mean, Kuwait have almost the same amount of population. It's about 4.5 million, something like that.
Interesting to see the numbers. How close were they? How close were they from clinching a seat versus not at all?
What do you want to do? A recount?
Fucking recount that shit, man.
Recount.
If it was a Donald Trump woman in Kuwait, they would lose their shit. That's what they should do. They should all lose their shit. That's my advice to Kuwaiti women.
Lose your shit.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this.
And I think that there's some people are talking about the fact that there's a bit more of an Islamist tinge to it. Because, one of the experts said that youth, Islamists, and tribes appear to be the predominant winners of 2020 parliament elections. So it's the same thing that happened in Egypt. They had the Arab Spring.
Yeah.
They've fucked Hosni Mubarak in the ass, kicked him out, and then had the elections. And when they had the elections, people were like, "Oh, we'll go with the religion," and they went with the guy from Muslim Brotherhood, and everybody was like, "Oh, we like democracy, but we don't like that guy." So then they had another coup, and then the army came back, and all the Arab Spring is shit and fucked now.
No way.
Yeah.
What would really kill me in Kuwait is if they had a referendum at the same time on legalizing marijuana and they passed it as well. Just fuck.
Yeah, it's insane, man. And New Zealand will be like, "What the fuck did you guys do? Even Kuwait is legalizing marijuana, and you guys fucked up, New Zealand." So this election takes place every 4 years. Obviously, we had the COVID-19 bullshit, and the campaigns were a bit weird. But there were only 5 polling stations in the whole country, which is
really
weird. I mean, it's a small area. It's not as widespread. It's a very tiny.
Yeah, you're right.
Very, very tiny place at the corner. So everybody, it's like Singapore. Singapore has a lot of people, but it's like a very tiny space. So it's the same thing.
Yeah.
The polls were the first since the new Amir, Sheikh Nawaf Al-Ahmad Al-Sabah, took office in September following the death of his half-brother, Sheikh Sabah Al-Ahmad Al-Sabah, at the age of 91. Look at that. My accents are going.
Very good.
Woo, woo, woo. Woo, 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 woo. The ninja. Woo, woo, woo. So the Amir is the one who's the supreme leader. You can't get that fucker out. So
I got a question. I mean, is it like they've got a kind of democracy, but they've also, like you said, the monarchy before, so they've got a democracy, but someone can still go, nah.
Yeah. So it's like the British system, but all the power is with the Queen. That kind of thing.
No shit. And the Queen's half sister could take over after she dies, and non.
Oh yeah, definitely. Sheikh Sabah Al Ahmad Al Sabah, very creative name. Um,
Did you
so
just make that name up?
no, that's the actual name of the guy who died in 1991.
Say it
I'm
again?
impressed.
Yeah, and then the guy who is the new Amir is Sheikh Nawaf Al Ahmad
Oh, I mean,
Al Sabah.
you know what? I got a question for you. What's a star sign?
Oh, Sheikh Nawaf,
Mm.
or the guy who died.
The new one. What's a star?
Oh, let's check it out. That's such a cool idea.
I was checking some shit out, and in the last election in 2016, they had a 69% turnout rate.
69.
Pretty good. 69.
Yeah.
Oh
Back
yeah.
we loved that number. In 2006, they had a 91% turnout number, but the population was 340,000. That's just some numbers for you people to dwell upon.
Oh, there's a stats guy.
Because
Stats
some
guy.
fact bombs. Some fact bombs right there. That was better than nylon, just saying.
Yeah. Well, no, nothing can beat nylon.
nylon.
Nothing can beat nylon. Oh, Cancer. 25th of June he was born on.
What the cancer?
It's the same. Yeah, he was born like 2 days before me and some 35 years. So this is the Sheikh Nawaf is a Cancer. So how do you think of a Cancer? What is he? What's that all about?
I think a cancer is a complicated yet simple person. They've got multi layers like an onion.
And they smell bad?
No, they smell. Unlike an onion, they smell good.
Oh, unlike an onion.
Aromatic.
So his Sheikh Nawaf Al Ahmad Al Sabah, Sheikh Nawaf Al Ahmad Al Sabah, is like his element is water.
Mhm.
His symbol is crab, right? And his planet is moon.
He's winning. He's winning.
He's winning. He is gonna be the one. Their element sign is water, which is the same as Pisces is Scorpio. Sheikh Nawaf Al Ahmad Al Sabah.
I want to be able to speak like that.
Emotional depths associated with. I mean, they have emotional depths, boys. Cancer wears their hearts on their sleeves. I mean, you have no idea how much into cabaret is Sheikh Nawaf Al Ahmad Al Sabah. He wears he cries on insurance ads. When he sees insurance ads, he cries.
I mean,
so
Ed, you're also a cancer, right? So I mean, we've spent 4 days in a single hotel room with you, so we know we know that heart on that sleeve. We know that heart.
Yeah, I'll wear my heart on the sleeve.
I want to give that dude's name again.
And my fart on the top of my anus, and my snoring on the top of my nose.
As they both reverberated around the room in unison.
Earthquake.
Say that guy's name again.
Sheikh Nawaf Al Ahmad Al Sabah.
Sheikh. What's the next one?
Nawaf.
Sheikh Nawaf.
Yeah. Sheikh Nawaf.
Al Ahmad.
Sheikh
Al Sabah.
Al Ahmad Al Sabah.
What's his middle name?
No, I didn't get it.
You can't just say a thing by just changing your voice.
I'm gonna try it when I got a cold.
And also, I mean, I know this because I learned to read the Quran, so I've got some idea of the Arabic accent. So, Sheikh Nawaf Al Ahmad Al Sabah.
Obviously, to our Kuwaiti listeners, we don't mean any offense. We're just celebrating their
supreme leader. No, we mean offense. Come on. It's the monarchy. What the fuck, you monarchy? So Sheikh Nawaf Al Ahmad Al Sabah obviously is I had no plans to go into this star sign, but we're into it now.
Cancer.
So Sheikh Sabah, just like real crabs, right? is known to retreat into his shell.
Is it a star signs forecast the rest of the year?
Yeah, and he's most comfortable when he's at home surrounded by loved ones. He's a family guy.
He's a family guy.
Family guy. Sheikh Nawaf Al Ahmad Al Sabah is a family dude. They're generally on the more introverted side, and they love stand-up comedy. No, they prefer deep, intimate connection with just a few people over socializing in large groups.
Wow.
Deep and intimate.
Sheikh Nawaf just likes to masturbate. That's it.
What is he? What is he? The head of?
He's the Amir. He's the monarch.
Shit! Sorry.
He's the king. He's the king.
Do you think
I'm looking at best jobs for cancer, chief executive officer, king.
King.
Well, they're positive. They have a lot of positives on them. They're loyal. They're protective. They're intuitive. They're caring, and they have negative things as well. They're overly sensitive, so that kind of can sometimes lead to passive aggression.
Mhm.
Sheikh Sabah sometimes just is overly sarcastic.
Also, childcare worker.
Oh,
Wow.
well, I would keep the sheikh away from children. Actually,
Do you guys think that maybe the star signs world leaders might be different to like the average Joe star signs? Like our ones are really vague. Like today, you're gonna have some interesting energy around you. Whereas the world leaders want to be like, especially Kuwait, to be like, watch out for your fucking neighbors. They're trying to kill you.
yeah, that's what they have because he obviously is the Amir, so he must have a bit of a court. And whenever you have a court, you have people who give you the proverbial blowjob all the time. That means that they're sucking your dick the whole time. They'll just tell you what you want to hear, right? So or they can do the other way around, and they can just give you bad news all the time, so you're fucking paranoid the whole time.
And Coke as well. Coke and paranoia hand in hand right there.
And I would actually say to Sheikh Nawaf Al Ahmad Al Sabah to give a call to Donald Trump and give him some advice. I mean, that's how you control a nation. You know what I mean?
You call up Donald and say, "Look, mate, your relay game's off, mate. You're off. The way you're delivering that stuff is out. You're done.
You're done. You gotta be into it. You gotta be in it. You gotta be in it.
One of
Blah."
the biggest
You gotta be the
worries for the Middle East is that if another Bush gets into becomes president, that's the biggest worry.
When Biden became, I mean, the whole world was saying, "Oh my God, Biden! Oh my God, I'm coming, Biden!" There's a comedian who does it like this. Kevin Hart. He does this voice all the time.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So, but when Biden won in the Middle East, especially in Pakistan, everybody went, "Fuck, he was Barack Obama's vice president, and Barack Obama bombed the fuck out of us." So
And Trump didn't give a fuck, but now shit.
Trump didn't give a fuck. So we are like, "Fucking hell, these guys are gonna bomb us again."
Oh, shit.
Out of our assholes.
I have to build my bomb shelter again.
Yeah, I've got to.
I'm gonna wear that fucking hard hat all day.
Now, there are 31 new faces to enter in the parliament, but they're all dicks. And they have all dicks. And the prime minister, listen.
Mhm.
Now, the current prime minister, so there's the Amir's name is Sheikh Nawaf Al Ahmad Al Sabah, right?
Yep.
So the current prime minister who was elected by the parliament, his name is Sabah Khalid Al Sabah.
That's really confusing.
So I'm sure there's no nepotism happening, but what are you gonna do? He has merit, he has qualifications, he can do it.
I mean,
Obviously, he's not related to the Sabah family.
it just, to be honest with you, the way you said it, it sounds like in English, more Western European, it'd be like John Allen John would be his name.
Now, Kuwait's Amir asked the cabinet to stay on in caretaker capacity until the new government is appointed. Yeah, so there's opposition thing as well, but I think it will most likely be the same.
Mm.
And I think it's a quite a developed country in the sense that it's quite rich in terms of oil and shit. But in terms of social parameters, women's rights and all that shit, it's not that it's not doing that well. It's a bit late in terms. I mean, we know 50 years ago they got the vote. I mean, we
Mm.
thank the men. We thank the men to give that right, but
Jesus. I
yeah,
guess the interesting thing is they're a rich oil country, but they're in debt, and that's where the corruption comes in, right? There's money,
yeah,
there's debt.
yeah. There's money, there's debt, and the corruption also comes in. I mean, that's like the that's like uh, the innocent type of corruption or innocent. This is the corruption that you have the money yourself, and then your country is producing oil, but you skim off the top as well for
Mm.
yourself. That's a different kind of corruption. It's a whole
So you're giving
different
your
kind of shit.
contract to your cousin, and he's giving
Yeah,
money back.
yeah. There's going to be a tender, and everybody will be named Al Sabah. Ah. Kuwait. I think I'm never going to there. So there's
No, neither am I. Yeah.
next week we cover Saudi Arabia. So it's yeah. So that was our main election news. I mean, there's elections in Venezuela happening as well. We can talk about them next week. That's a fun little country and elections to talk about as well because that's a dictator as well. We love dictators.
Yeah, I really enjoyed talking about other elections from other countries. Thank you.
Holy shit, it's been an hour. Fucking hell. I didn't know that. All
Overachieve.
right.
Oh,
Overachieve.
I'll go.
Yeah. Fucking hell. We've done we've done a good stint. So how did you guys feel? It went well?
I think we peaked at running with erections, and then we may have dipped a little bit, then we came back up again with the Cancer star sign of the Supreme Leader of Kuwait.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think I enjoyed the whole thing quite a lot. I think we are improving our level of uh,
Bullshit.
you can say bullshit, and also creativity. We can talk about the drunk driving Mosgiel bullshit to a proper election and talk about real politics. Do you know what I mean? And we
Oh,
had a
yeah.
day in history as well. I mean, we're way better than a lot of other podcasters over there. Fuck them.
Fuck those
So
guys.
fuck those
I'll
guys.
work on my Quran accent.
Oh no, Arabic accent, not Quran accent. Arabic
Oh, sorry.
accent. You got a Sheikh Al Nawaf Al Ahmed Al Sabah. So I might be wrong as well. And then, you
You're
know,
saying it with a Kiwi accent now. It's quite funny.
Sheikh,
And
Sheikh,
The shake.
Nawaf, Al Ahmed, yeah, Ahmed, yeah,
you finish it with a mate at the end.
Al Sabah,
Mate.
mate, Al mate. My name's Al mate. So I mean, we covered a wide array of topics. I don't think we can go with the name running with a boner. I mean, I mean we went in depth with good topics, but or we could name it Crate Day Boner. Or you can do Crate Day Boner. Um, uh,
Running with the bulls.
yeah. I don't know.
You guys choose what you feel is the best representation of this podcast. I think I'll go with that. That's fine. Yeah.
All right.
I'll just choose. I'll just choose something.
Nylon.
Anyway, not nylon.
That was a great one. That was good. That was good.
Yeah. Anyway, it was good, guys. See you guys tomorrow. We've got a whole guild thing tomorrow. We're going to the awards, motherfuckers.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
hope I get
So
something. I wasn't nominated, but I still hope I get something.
Oh, you'll get something.
you get something. You're a handsome man. You're gonna get it. So, anyway, I think that's it. Please, everybody, send us your boner run videos. And also send us some hate mail. baboonyodel@gmail.com, baboonyodel on Facebook, baboonyodel on Twitter. Just let us know you're there. Keep listening. We love you guys. And you can have anal with your aunt. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.